Hey everyone, welcome to Coding Simplified, and now we'll see a new problem in graph. So basically we are given a directed graph here. Now we are given one source and one destination. Now we need to check that whether there is a path exists from source to destination. So like here, let's say for my example, my source is at 0 index and my destination is 3rd index. So basically here, like you can have, let's assume that there is a city graph. Now in this someone is asking that whether it is possible from this city to this city, or like whether there is a path exist from this city to this city. Now because this is a directed graph, so it means we have road from only, like in this case the direction is from 0 to 1, so it means we have road from 0 to 1 but not from 1 to 0. So in our previous problem we checked that if there is a source to destination path exists in undirected graph, but here we are checking the directed graph. So now if you see in this case, here we have 0 and 3. So now in this case, there is no such path from 0 to 3 because there is a path from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2. So it means if there is a path from 0 to 1 and 1 to 2, it means I can go from 0 to 2. But there is no such path from 2 to 3. Because here also we have path from 2 to 0, but again there is no path from 2 to 3. Let's say if there was a path, or let's say if there was a path something like this. So in this case then it was possible that source to destination path is there, but like here the from 0 to 3 it's not possible. Similarly, let's say if my source is 2 and destination is 3, then also it is not possible. But let's say if my source is 0 and destination is 2, then this path is possible. And similarly, let's say if my source is 2 and destination is 1, then also it is possible because then I can go from 2 to 0 and then 0 to 1, right? So it means if you see here, let's say if my path was from 0 to 2, so in this case I can check that if I can go from 0 to 1, and if there is a path from 1 to 2, then I can easily go from 0 to 2, right? So what we will do, we'll basically apply the DFS approach or depth first search on this particular source, whatever the source is, and then we will check that how many elements or how many indexes it is visiting. And if my destination, if after the traversal, if my destination visiting is true, then I will say that there exists a path, otherwise there doesn't exist a path, right? So basically what we can do in the DFS, as we know that DFS we can implement using a stack, or we can apply the recursive approach. As per your choice you can implement the DFS. So first of all what I will do in the DFS, first of all I will take a boolean array. So here I take the boolean array depending on the indexes. So like here I have 4 nodes, so it means I will take a boolean array, and at the starting all the values are false in this case, right? Then I'll start the DFS on the source, and now we'll apply the DFS on the source. So the point is that how we are representing our graph. Now we can represent the graph by 2 ways. One way is that we can represent by adjacency matrix or by adjacency list. So let's represent the graph here using adjacency list. So here this is how we represent the adjacency list. So adjacency list is basically the combination of list, where each index represent, or each index has a particular list. So where the list will be the neighbors of this 0, like where this element or where this index can go. So like in this case this 0 can go only to 1. So in this case in this list there will be only one element for 0. Now at the first element again there will be one element because here I can go to 2 only. Now for the second also there is only one element where it can go. So let's say it was 0. Now for an example, let's take one more case. Let's say if we have 4 here. So if it was 4, so in this case what would happen, that from 2 I can go to 0 and as well as I can go to 4, right? So this will be as it is. Now from 3, so where I can go from 3 I can go to only 2, so it means it will be here. Now let's say if there was one more link here, so it means from 3 I can go to 0 as well. So now it will have the 2 and 0, and from 4 we cannot go anywhere, so it means it will be a empty list. So now this is my adjacency list, basically the list of list where each index is representing a list, and this represents that where it can go. Like in this case that from 2 I can go to 0 and 4 path, and from 3 I can go to 2 and 0 path, right? Now let's start the DFS on the source. So first of all, if we solve using a stack, so what happens, that first of all I put the source here. So my source is 0. Now what I do, I remove this element from here and I check that which are the neighbors of this 0, means where I can go. So now I can go to only 1, right? So if I can go to only 1, then I will check that whether this 1 is visited. So 1 is not visited. It means I'll put the value here at true here, and then when I inserted this 0 here, so this is also true. Now, and when I made the true value here, so I will put the 1 here as well. Now because there was only one element, now I will check the top element of this stack. So top element is 1. So again I will remove the 1 from here and I will check that what are the neighbors of this 1. So the neighbors of the 1 is 2. It means this can go to this index, right? Now I will check that that whether 2 is visited. So 2 is not visited. It means I will mark is a true here and I will put the value 2 here, right? So it is done now. Now what is the top element? Top element is 2. So I'll remove the element from here and I will check from 2 where we can go. So from 2 we can go to 0 and 4. Because 0 is already visited, we can see from here, so we won't do anything. But 4 is not visited. So I'll basically mark here, I'll basically mark this 4 as true and I'll put this value in the stack. Now we are done. So we'll remove the top element. So the top element is 4. Now from 4 where I can go, I cannot go anywhere because this is blank list, so I won't do anything. Now if you see, this stack is empty. It means I am done with the traversal. Further I cannot go anywhere. Now I can check that what is your destination. Your destination is 3. So if you see here, this destination is still false. So it means from the 0 I cannot go to 3. There is no such path. But let's say if destination was 4, from 0 to 4, so yes, there is a path. From 0 to 1 I can go, from 1 to 2 I can go, and 2 to 4 I can go, right? So what you need to do, you need to just call the DFS on the source, and after that just check that what is the condition of this visited array, and as per your destination you can return that whether this value is false or true. So that's all you need to do, right? Now if you see the time complexity in this case, so basically what we are doing, we are starting the DFS on this source. So how many times we are iterating? So let's say if there are 5 elements, so in this case we are iterating all the vertices and as well as we are iterating all the edges. So in this case my time complexity will be big of v plus e, right? So this will be my time complexity. Now let me show you the code as well so that you can get it better. So here is my code. First of all, I am defining that how many nodes I have. So I have 5 indexes, right? Then I'm initializing the graph with here. So now if you see that basically my graph is representing as a list of list. So what I'm doing, that here is my graph and this is a list of list where each list is basically a particular list. So now here I'm initializing this list and now I have this boolean array is visited. So now I'm defining the boolean array and then the size will be equals to the index size, that how many nodes I have, right? And then this is just that how many nodes I have, so I am initializing the nodes. Now after that we know that for each index where we have the list, so this is the initialization, so I'll initialize a blank list here, right? So once you have initialized the graph here, then what we are doing, then we are calling the edges. So let's see one edge. So here in the add edge, what we are doing, because this is directed graph, so we'll add only one direction. So here we are saying that graph dot get a. So what it will give? It will give me the list which is present at this particular index. And now I'm adding this b value in that index, in that list, right? So basically this will add the neighbor or like where it can go in this particular list. So now once we have done all the edges, so these were the edges we have. Now we are calling that what is the source to destination, if there is a path from source to, or if source is connected to destination. So here I am passing the source and I am passing the destination. So what you are doing, you are basically calling the source, you are basically calling the DFS on this particular source. So now if you see that here I have this DFS. So now I have this DFS. Now again the DFS can be implemented via two ways. One way is that we can implement via stack, or one way is that we can implement DFS via recursive approach. So this is the stack approach. So what we do, we initialize the stack. So in our previous video as well, we have seen that how we can implement the DFS. So if you don't know about the DFS, you can see our previous videos where we have explained that how DFS is implemented. So in the graph playlist, you can see the depth first search traversal where you will see each and everything about DFS. So now I initialize the stack first of all, and then I push the first element into stack. So this is the index. Now I mark this value as visited because I have visited this value. Now I operate this until stack is not empty. So what I do, I first of all pop the top element from the stack and I check that give me the list, or give me the list means give me the neighbors list, like where it can go. So now first of all I will travel on all the neighbors and I will check that if this neighbor is not visited, so push this neighbor into stack and mark this neighbor as visited, that I have visited this neighbor. So you do this one by one for each and every element until your stack is not empty. And after that, once it is done, then you check that what is the condition of the visited. So basically you directly check the destination and whatever the value you have, you just return. So like you saw in our example for the 0 to 3. So at the 3, there was false value because there was no path. So via this we can know exactly that whether there is a path from source to destination, right? Now this was the approach of DFS from the stack approach. Similarly also we can implement the DFS using recursive approach as well. So in this, what you do, first of all you mark this value that's visited as true, that I have visited this place. Now you get all the neighbors list, and then one by one, if this neighbor is not visited, then you again recursively call the DFS, right? So as per your choice, you can choose whatever the DFS approach that you want, and then at the last we can return that, right? So that's all guys about this video. So through this way we can check that whether there is a path from source to destination or not. Now if you have any doubts regarding this, then please write in the comment section and I will try to explain that. And I will also put the source code into description section, so if you want, then you can also get it from there. So that's it, and if you have liked the video, then please like it and subscribe the channel for more such videos. Thank you.